Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Just give me a second to get configured here. I'm going to get the chat window popping out, and then let me mute this as soon as it comes up here. Okay, so I got the chat window popped out. There we go. I needed to pause that. Perfect. Okay, so I should have the chat window over here, and we're going to do a live show. We'll be live in the Discord, and we'll talk about Tesla's crazy run up, where we've run up like 40% almost, or I think it's 36%. And yeah, so we'll talk about everything. So we've got, let's see, 3 of you commenting so far. That's awesome. Let me do this over here. And it's been a little while since we've had a live show. A lot has happened. Not sure if you all saw, but Sylvia, who was on this channel, was also on Charles Payne today. Posted that in the Discord. So let's see. Let me go. I'm gonna go voice live here. Okay, so let's do this here. Let's have this over here. Chat window. So welcome to those of you commenting. We'll be rolling here in just a second. Okay. All right, here we go. So Tesla's been doing really well. Some commenters think I'm a Tesla bull again now. I would say not quite. I just like the fact that it's run up 36%, but who saw that coming, right? So Tesla is ran up another almost $26 today. It's actually back down in the post market, but if we look just over 5 days, it's up 21%. Over the past month, 10.55%. Year to date, we're still down almost 22%. So it's improved to a hold with all three, with the Seeking Alpha Analyst, Wall Street, and the quants, all have it rated as a hold. So of course, we'll look at the impact on Tesla. So Tesla has started to run up again. This doesn't mean I'm really gung-ho about Tesla. I just noticed that it's actually gone up over this time interval here. Over the last 5 days, it's up 9%. Over the past month, it's only down 0.5. In terms of price return, it's 26.58 over 6 months. Year to date, it's down 33. And then if we look at total return, in terms of total return, it's actually outpacing Tesla year to date. Of course, the S&P is up 7%. Let's add the indexes for comparison. So the Qs, let's add IWM to get the 3 major ones. So the Qs are up less than the S&P year to date. IWM is slightly down. Let's put in, let's see, FEPI. So FEPI is one of our favorites. Of course, FEPI is up 3.37% year to date. Over 6 months, we're actually up 20% over 6 months. Over the past 1 month. Let's see. Oh, we got a fun comment here. Eric Villalobos. Did I say your name right? How was that? Why did you reply to me in the Discord saying, wow, 100K in one fund? When is the fund is YMAX, which is fund to funds? Well, I get that, Eric, but it is a yield max fund. And yeah, it's a fund of funds. I don't know all the details of your situation. I don't know how much 100,000 is in terms of your net worth. If it's a very small portion of your net worth, then great. But if it's like half of it or close to all of it, I don't necessarily think that's so good in one fund. So that's where I was going with that. And you're more than welcome to join on the voice chat and chat with me about it. But that's where I was going when I looked at it. I'm glad you mentioned that actually, because let's actually look at some Discord members' portfolio reviews here. I haven't done that in a while. So let's actually go in and look at what you're talking about here. Do you go by the name YieldMax Holder? Let's see, we've got been all in on YMAX for 2 months now. I'm a realtor though with high income. So far, YieldMax is doing me good, but I haven't spent any dividends yet. So what are you doing with them? Just reinvesting them? So I see 100,000 here. I'm assuming this is your whole this portfolio. I would hope, you say you're a realtor, you're doing really well. I would assume you have a reasonably high net worth. I don't know exactly what 100,000 is in terms of like percentage of your overall net worth. I assume being a real estate guy, you probably have a lot of real estate holdings, but without any other context, I just don't know. So that's why I said this here. I said, can you post all your holdings? I'll do a portfolio review. And then you said it's just the YMAX fund of funds, ticker YMAX. So I get where you're coming from. You're saying, well, it's a fund of funds, but it's one ETF, it's yield max, and you're still having everything in one fund, basically. But again, I would need more context. I don't know your whole situation. So let's see. And then you gave me a laughing emoji. Poke West has got to be careful, can have a fat dividend come off the NAV, then next day there's a sell off. Well, that's true. It's one thing. The price of the yield max funds has nothing to do with how much money people invest in it. Okay. But the underlines, I don't know if you guys are just joking or trolling or what. I ain't no punk. I make 30K a month selling houses. Okay. Okay. So how much of that do you save? Let's do some uh let's actually do some financial coaching here. That's what the channel is about. Okay, so if you make 30,000 a month, I'd say you're balling. You're making like 360,000 a year. So you must be one heck of a realtor. So, kudos to you. My hat's off to you. I don't know how much of that you're saving, or I don't know what, your overall net worth, because income is great. Income is not net worth. It can, of course, translate to net worth. Um, but let's see. So you're asking me, do you think these funds will go to zero? Well, there's inherent risk in any investment in the market. The original stocks have to go to zero. That's the good thing about covered calls. How is investing in Pokemon cards going for you? Well, up until the last week with Tesla, that was probably it might have been a more lucrative investment, actually. Went good at first, then down. I'm not going to read all this here. This is just kind of a side chat. But anyway, you made one comment, and I haven't gotten any follow-up comments from you, and you haven't joined the voice chat. So I don't have much context to go on in terms of your situation other than what you told me you make. What's this here? 30 years old, have all the good cards because Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out, I had to get rid of all my cards. So you're 30 years old, you're making 30,000 a month. That's like top 1% for your age bracket, I would say. Must be one heck of a realtor. Well, good for you. But like I said, this is all I have from you, just the one screenshot here. So let's go look at YMAX. Okay, let's actually do a refresher on what our distribution schedule is again. So we're going to be coming up, so May 3rd, which is going to be Friday. We're going to get, is that right? Let's see, today's 29th, 30th, 1st. Yeah, so Friday, that's a kind of an odd day. Friday's going to be our declaration date. So we'll have some big news Friday, hopefully. Now let's see. Okay, so YMAX. So YMAX is not, I got to correct you on one thing. YMAX is not invested in the actual stock. It's a synthetic of a synthetic. It is basically an index of all of the covered call options premium funds. So no, it's not actually directly invested in the stock. It's not like a FEPI, so to speak. So, and we've gotten 3 dividends so far. They've each progressively gone up in value. Here's the NAV versus the market. And here's what it's in. It's got a piece of the AI, AMD. You're going to find all of them here, all of the option strategy ETFs. They're all going to be here. So, wow, quiet crowd tonight. I announced this hours ago. I guess the cat has you all's tongues. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. We can talk about hedging. So we had a question come up today about hedging Hedging funds like yield max. This is what Blake mentioned. This is what he actually got banned in another Discord for saying. How dare he suggest hedging? As far as protective puts go, buy them with as much time on them as possible, like 6 months for Tesla, and then roll into new puts after about 4 months because most of the theta losses will occur in the last 45 days, especially the last 30 days. As far as how deep one should go, that's up to you. Either at the money or in the money works. If you go in the money, then you get higher delta and better protection, but it costs more. Exactly, that's how options work. And you open yourself up to potential losses if the underlying rises significantly. If you go at the money, the delta is lower, so one may need to grab two. Oh, hey, Marsh, 1022, welcome again.
Hey, what's up, coach?
Hey, you're a regular now.
I
So,
haven't been watching, so I don't know what you were talking about. I was in a
oh,
game and I saw that you were on.
yeah, I'm just rambling on. I had one commenter talk about being all in on YMAX, and I was kind of saying, it's not the greatest idea to be all in one fund. But he
Yeah,
says,
I wouldn't be at all in on one fund either.
yeah. Well, he says he makes 30,000 a month as a realtor, so I mean, maybe he can afford to be, but without further context, I can't really give him a portfolio review or an adequate one anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just reading what Blake said here about hedging. So let's see, where was I? Uh, if you go in the money, then you get higher delta and better protection, but it costs more, and you open yourself up to potential losses if the underlying rises significantly. Some people say underline instead of underlying. It's funny. If you go at the money, the delta is lower, so one may need to grab two contracts to provide roughly 100 delta per 100 shares. And then if it drops, you are overhedged and you get to experience gains. If it drops and then you roll. Either way, it's wise to try to spend less on the puts that Tesla is expected to pay out in distributions over the next 6 months or so. If not, if no drop occurs or it goes up, you're at least starting at roughly break even. One can also sell covered calls against Tesla at equal or higher strikes to form an options collar. This effectively makes your investment take on characteristics similar to owning an ultra high yield bond. It's also possible to buy an inverse or short a leveraged bullish ticker with an appropriate weighting to be delta neutral on the position, but this requires regular rebalancing, like once a month or even more frequently. Buying leveraged assets comes with the additional risk of beta decay. That's something I don't really focus anything on at all, actually, beta decay. That's interesting. Um, so I believe it's better to short a bullish one, so then the beta decay is in your favor. Well, that's pretty complex. We can give that. Oh, I already did. How about that? Let's see what Mr. Villalobos has to say here. Thanks for the advice. I agree. That's why I don't spend the dividends. Sorry for coming off as arrogant. No, honestly, if I made 30,000 a month as a realtor, I'd probably come off arrogant too. That's good for you. 30 years old making 30,000 a month. I mean, that's kind of like where we all want to be, I would think. So, but no, you didn't come off as arrogant at all. Let's see. Orion said there's no volume though. Well, yeah, it's just like I said, it's an index, but it's these synthetic covered calls. It's all, what is it, 18 of them? So that's the thing. Anyway, so what else you got, Marsh? Are you making any trades today or this week so far?
I have an options play that I did. It's
Yeah.
in the a great options trade. You can
Okay.
look at it. I bought some Apple calls for the earnings Friday.
Oh, okay.
100 contracts at 205 strike price. I've already flipped half of them. So I've made my money back. So the other 50 contracts are free.
Oh, I see what you did. Yeah, you closed out half of them that way, the rest are free.
Yeah, because Apple jumped up like $5 today.
Yeah,
So I was able to sell 50 of them for basically $550.
nice.
So if now I can ride these other 50 contracts to earnings to see what happens. Maybe I get lucky. At the end, the most I would lose is maybe $16 if if nothing happens with Apple or if Apple has bad earnings.
Right. Yeah, it's a good play. I actually took some options on Apple like a month ago, and I got to look and see how they're doing. They've already had some time decay, of course, but if they have a great earnings, which they could, then could be great for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping the Apple has a good earnings, or maybe the run up to the earnings is just good enough for me to, double my money, and then I'll sell it.
Yeah.
I don't plan on holding it till that expiration
Hmm.
because it's so far out of the money.
So you went way out of the money with 100 contracts.
Yeah,
So you paid what, 550 market or no, cost
yeah,
basis 560,
five
566.
566. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, awesome. So that's like your max loss then.
Well,
Okay.
not anymore because I
Yeah.
sold half of them for
Right.
550,
Yeah, so you're only
or
looking
around,
at
yeah,
like
I think
a
around
$16.
$16, whatever and that's just the fee. That's just the commission
Right.
from Schwab. That's not even the contract cost.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, I was thinking Amazon's reporting. I was based off of like Netflix, not Netflix. The other two tech companies had good earnings.
Hmm.
Microsoft and
Oh,
whoever it was
Meta,
last week.
Meta
Meta,
or
no, Meta
Google.
had bad.
Google.
Google and Microsoft earnings were good,
That's
so I
right.
figured the premiums on Apple maybe hadn't been priced in yet for good earnings. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Meta, well, Meta and Tesla moved opposite because Tesla went up, the earnings were bad. Meta went down.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I wish I would have gotten some Tesla options. I was looking at some the leveraged Tesla fund, maybe selling puts. I was thinking about selling some puts on that today, but I don't know. I still don't trust Tesla.
Yeah, same here. It's up 36% in the last like week or so.
Apple's on Thursday.
Yeah,
Amazon is tomorrow, I think.
right. Yeah, which inverse Tesla fund were you looking at?
The TSLL.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I made a trade on this last year.
I was thinking about selling like puts kind of a little bit out of the money, like I think it's at 950 strike.
Hmm.
At the 950 strike, and then maybe a couple weeks out. I don't know. I was kind of playing around with the what I could get for that, but
Yeah, so I don't know, Amazon it could be a beat. It all depends on like AI, right? How they're gonna how the
well, I
how
think it's too close to the earnings for Amazon to do anything good with options. I think all the premiums are too high.
yeah,
It's kind of like
unless
all priced in.
unless the earnings are just like through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, TSLL was up 30 almost 31% today.
I bought some Altira, the tobacco company too.
Oh, Altria?
Yeah, I bought some right when that news broke about the menthol ban.
Yeah.
Then I'm up like 1%.
Oh,
I don't know if
nice.
I'm gonna hold it or sell it.
Yeah, that one pays a decent dividend too.
Yeah, I was thinking about holding it just for the dividend, but because I've always wanted to be into that, just in case. I like the popularity of the smokeless tobacco. I think that's gonna be like something that they're gonna make a lot of money off of, all these tobacco companies, because they each have like their own, the Zins, the Ubs, and all that stuff. All my coworkers use them like crazy.
Oh, Zins, yeah, those are popular. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but that one's Philip Morris, and I think Altria has another one. They all have one, but they're
Yeah.
all so popular.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
this
was like, I
one.
want to get into
Hmm.
a bunch of, maybe one or two. This one and maybe Philip Morris.
Hmm. Yeah, 9% is a good yield. And it's a real dividend. It's not like a synthetic covered call dividend.
Yeah, I think I bought 50 shares
Okay.
right when that news broke. So I'm up like 1% right now.
Okay. Yeah, on the 15th they were like 40.95, so they've gone up $3 since then. Oh, here it is. Yeah, on the 26th. Tobacco companies breathe easier as menthol cigarette ban gets reprieve. There's that news. Oh, who did we have here? Oh, Jakeem joined. Welcome, Jakeem.
How you doing, Coach?
Good, good. How have you been?
Just like everybody else, trying to make it.
Yeah,
One
trying to,
headache at a time.
right?
One headache at a time.
That's it. So yeah, you had asked me some questions in the chat. Let me see. I told you I would answer them on the live show, and thanks for joining. Um, let's see. I gotta look on the phone now. Remind me again.
Oh, I was building off of like an early portfolio for like with like a 5K to see how I could build an income fund out of it at the beginning stage. So I looked at all the other some of the outlines like NVIDIA, then went to Defiance and all that, but the the nav erosion was just too much of a hassle. But I was like, maybe the YMAX one would perform while still having a high yield, but it'll maintain its value the most because it's not, one under it has to have multiple underlines crashing while just one.
Yeah. Well, I think right now my favorite fund is FEPI, even more so than like
Ooh,
the WiMAX.
but that's my I go. That was the second part of it. I had put I bought about 50 shares of FEPI with it,
Hmm.
and then 100 shares of YMAX, and then the rest was into like Cornerstone. I figured that the YMAX can just fund the Cornerstone's output, and then who was somebody made a statement saying like Cornerstone should be looked at like a high yield savings fund because it's a 20% yield and it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, that's true. So you're doing like the dividend wheel then.
Yeah, and I was just gonna let YMAX fund it,
Hmm.
and then of course I was still going to deposit more into it. The whole goal was to try to see if I could build a fund that's like I guess if I want to take a week off, I could just say fuck it
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like I have
without go
a
without having to put too much money into doing it.
right. Yeah, and you don't want to be coming back and then seeing like a fund that's like down 50%. You go on vacation and then you're like, what the
Yeah,
heck? Yeah.
You know, you could look at AMZ. The Amazon one's pretty good at keeping its NAV and paying out.
Hmm.
I actually thought S-ball would have been the better one to use over YMAX, but
Well, I'm saying,
Yes.
but
S-ball would have been
AMZ's gonna get you a way higher yield. I'm not saying go like crazy into it, but if you want like a bit more yield,
well, that still goes over down. It's like the Elon Musk effect. Somebody's got to say something stupid one day, and then it just shoots down.
Yeah.
I think the ones that if they're kind of flat, like Amazon's been kind of flat. If you look at the chart, I don't think it's been going crazy
AMZY.
up. Yeah, to me that one seems like it's okay. I mean, I was big into yield max when I started because of I got suckered into it, and then
Yeah.
the same with the Defiance stuff, and then I was like, oh, I saw the Defiance one eroding really bad, and I slowly been getting out of them. But I will keep the Amazon one and maybe the Nvidia one, but the rest of
I
them
re-
kind of out.
I originally started with the Nvidia one, and then soon as it paid the dividend, that dividend tax, I was like, and then it just, I guess April just sucked for everybody, right?
It did.
Well, if you
And I
look
was
at it,
like,
it's almost
oh
back to
god,
$26. It's at 25.91. It's already back up. Like the Nvidia one, to me, it seems like Nvidia is going to trade sideways between 800, 900,000 for a while. It seems like it can't break over that $1,000 mark.
You know, it would have been a good buying point, I think, on the 19th for Nvidia. It dropped to like seven something.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, and that's right. The stock was somewhere around like almost $24, something like that for Nvidia.
NVDY,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
I actually
but
want into the underlying. I've wanted Nvidia for a while.
I use SPY Eye as my kind of my base because for like safety, like I try to get the most of my money in the SPY Eye,
Hmm.
and then I use the other ones, the Yield Max, to kind of help as I contribute to SPY Eye. I use the Yield Max ones to contribute and just kind of boost it up.
Hmm. Yeah, so we're looking at, so I've got AMZY, SVOL, CLM is down 6.59% in the price return. Let's see, FEPI. NVDY is the best one over the past year, 30%. SPYI, 1.5. Let's do total return here. Total
Yeah,
return
but
AMZY 40%. SVOL's solid.
yeah, S-Vol's been nice too. I have a nice chunk of S-Vol too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your like I said. Originally thought that SBall would be the better. I guess would be the better hedge. That just a guaranteed flat rate.
Hmm.
But I said the same. It goes back to wanting a higher bit yield, and I was like, hopefully YMAX can maintain its NAV, and I won't be, you know, looking out the window, be like, you motherfuckers, damn it, Jay.
Yeah. You're gonna ask him that. You're gonna say that next time he's on, right?
Damn it, Jay. Why you taking my monies, man?
Right. Got to cover that expense ratio. See, now that other channel, they'll say, "Oh, Jay shouldn't come back on there. He's bashing him." Just being
No,
real.
we ain't go. We ain't back.
I know.
Well, when it looks like you ain't getting nothing but your money, I can kind of understand where everybody, why everybody think that.
Right. No, we've always been
Okay,
real.
I'm gonna hop off, guys. I'll see you.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Uh,
Yeah, we've always been real with Jay on here.
It does look well because I couldn't mess with the Defiance ones. I think we talked about that before. The Defiance is just it just looks like a staircase. It just goes down.
It does. Oh, she was on Charles Payne's show today. The Sylvia. I put a
I,
screenshot.
uh,
Yeah.
well, it seems like she came out more this time. I spoke a little bit more than normal, but
Yeah.
I'm still not buying.
Right.
I feel that they brought her out there to be the exclusive or something. I really don't know why she's out there.
Yeah, another channel on here has her on weekly now. I'm impressed.
If they could find a way to so I won't feel like you just give me my money back at best,
Hmm.
then I would probably feel better about it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's look at that. JEPQ. Yeah, they're just like straight down.
It just looks like a staircase.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good analogy. JEPQ. Oh, what's the other one? QQQY. And then IWMY. I stopped looking at these.
I was going to look more into Neo's funds too, possibly the curve ones.
I like Curve. Yeah, I had them on. They definitely pay out a lower dividend, but they have more stable NAV. Yeah, I think my top two right now are probably FEPI and SVOL.
Look at like I said, I think SBall is probably would be the better one to hedge things. If you just want a stable return and you never pretty much as long as nothing bad happens, I don't think it's gonna go nowhere but stay right there where it's at.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah,
I'm not.
JEPI and JEPQ, those are good ones too.
Yeah, I was looking at those two. But I was like, the cost of it was like I don't know if I'm what is 35, 45 cents on the yield plus the $50 price tag. I'm like, man, we're
Hmm.
trying to find like I said, we're trying to find a fund where or hopefully it can retain some NAV. And this is why I was looking at the Y Max
Hmm.
one.
Yeah, so let's look at that one actually.
Because I
So,
know Tesla had a bunch of good news come out as of lately. I'm like, all it takes is Elon to open his mouth a little too much, and it's gonna go right back down to 140.
right. It does seem that way. Let's see, YMAX. Yeah, YMAX is up 2% since it started. Let's look at total return here. I got different groups of funds up here on the screen. Someone else is trying to join here. I want to get this realtor on that makes 30,000 a month.
I'm 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 almost willing to bet he's in the Atlanta market, or I would kind of like to know. I'm guessing the Atlanta market
Or the
or
Hamptons or
what's
something.
that other? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got to be one of them markets.
yeah, yeah, that's impressive. Oh, he said Chicago. He's listening close. Um,
Chicago had well, they do have nice neighborhoods in Chicago. Yeah, so I guess okay.
yeah. Let's see. This one had, oh, IWMY had a spike at one point. Wow, it was up 30% at one point. Oh, he's asking how he joins. So in Discord, go to voice chat. Let me just tell him since he's listening. All right, so in Discord, you go here. You see where it says live show? For you, it's probably going to be at the bottom of the screen. For me, it's at the top for some reason. So live show, you click that, and then you join the voice chat. Okay, let's see, where are we? Oh, I got too many. What's this? Oh, Simplify. Yeah, we had Simplify on. That's Sville. We had those people on like a couple weeks ago. Oh, you figured it out? Let's see. Is that Yield Max Holder? That is you.
Hey, can you guys hear me or not yet?
I hear you fine.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's me. Hold on, let me go back.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, let me get off of YouTube because I'm getting like a double voice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, probably mute YouTube.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, I was looking over your holding here, 104,000. You posted in the portfolio section. So yeah, I mean, I think that's good if you really like this fund, but I'm not sure what all. I mean, you're definitely making good income. Um, but as far as like, so this 100,000, is this like a small portion of like your overall net worth?
Yeah, maybe like 30%.
Okay.
So
Um,
maybe not. So I don't know. I haven't used any of the dividends yet. So I'm just like reinvesting and investing a little bit each month. But where do you guys think this is gonna go?
um, so why max? It depends on so the 18 underlying covered call ETFs. Um, if the
I really would
underlyings,
like to hope.
yeah.
I would really like to hope they would maintain it, at least maintain close to
Because that's why I don't go into the individual funds like TSLY. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I was in IWMY for a while and I got out while I was up like $3,000.
Hmm.
But I was in IWMY for 4 months just to be up like 3K with a significant amount of money as well, like 80 to 90,000.
Yeah, so percentage wise, yeah, you probably were better off like in a money market or something then.
Yeah, so that's why I got out of IWMY and now I'm in YMAX and I'm just holding on to the dividends
Hmm.
until I see where this goes. But YMAX, it looks like it's been doing good. Like when I invested, I saw that the 3 months it was up 9%,
Yeah, so let's go look at that one.
not including the dividends, just the NAV. It was up 9%, like within the 3 month span.
WiMAX.
Yeah, YMAX. But that was like 2 months ago when I saw that. To
Yeah,
see
you're
what the
right.
chart is for.
Yeah, early March it was up almost 10%.
Yeah. So now for the last 3 months, it's down 0.2.
Hmm.
So it's still not bad.
I
Yeah.
kind of speculated it was only really down because it it just so happened that it had the dividend payout right at the same time that Iran and Israel bombardment and everything kind of just hit the
Yeah,
floor the day
that's what it
after.
was too.
So
Like
and it just
that
and
caused
it
a lot
just
of fear in the
hasn't
market with
it
the
and
Israel
I
and all that.
yeah and I it just hasn't recovered from that, and that's why I was wondering if is it going to be able to retain that if or slowly creep back up, defending if I guess one or the other funds just shoot to the moon for a month for no reason.
I think it will. I think like every 3 months it's probably gonna be up and then go down again, like quarterly.
So you saying you think it's going you kind of leaning like I'm thinking it's going to stay somewhere in that 18 to 22 range.
Well, it's gonna go higher than 22. It'll like naturally go up in price as the underlyings like go up in price. So I think like in the next 3 months it might be like 22, and then it might go back down to like 21. But I don't think it'll be like Tesla or you know like the rest of
It's
them.
it's probably safer because you've got a little bit of that fund of funds diversification.
I was reading an article on Seeking Alpha. That's where I got the whole as long as the underlyings don't go to zero. So I'm just trying to find that article. So let's
The
see.
underlying shouldn't go to zero. I
Because I
mean,
know they're synthetic. I know they're synthetic positions.
hmm
So that's not what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
It's just like while they're in the how do I say it? Like while they're in their positions, like their covered call positions, as long as while they're in their covered call positions, that the underlyings don't go to zero while they're in their positions is what I was trying to say. That's like what I read in the article.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So they are putting inverse funds, right? They're gonna add those to YMAX as well.
I think it's
Well,
just
they do.
individual ones right now.
Well, WiMAX does like, don't they do like a combination of like puts and calls? I don't know.
Ulti does. I know Ulti
Alti
does.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
one I don't trust at all. Is Alti.
That one, yeah, that's been crazy. I don't even know what all the buzz is about. It hasn't changed over half of its holdings, and it just keeps dropping. And the last dividend they paid, it was ridiculous. It was like $1.50. It's like it's going to drop so much. Like if there's no way they can sustain it. If you annualize it, it's going to be more than what the fund is trading at currently.
I'm curious how that new Bitcoin one is gonna pay out. I don't think it's included in the WiMAX fund yet. Maybe next month they'll include it because I know they just included Misty on this past dividend.
Yeah, yeah, not yet. Probably next month. It's at oh, that's the wrong one. It's Ybit, right? Yeah, Ybit. Their
Yeah,
first.
Ybit.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Uh,
we don't even know how much they're gonna pay.
1980 right now. So it's dropped like 50 or 65 cents.
Yeah, Ybit. Yeah, see, I wouldn't invest in those like individually. No, those are like you're prone to get stuck in it.
Hmm.
and that why you still in Tesla?
I'm not in Tesla. I'm in.
I'm
I'm
talking
just
about
in
coach.
my.
I'm talking to coach.
Yeah, I'm actually just holding the bag on that one. I'm very stubborn. Yeah, I've there
Well, you know what? Look, don't feel bad, dude. Like my dad, he's the one that got me into these yield max funds. Like
really.
he's like a big time like investor. He used to be like in the real estate market, but then after 2008, he got out of it, and now he just has like a good amount and like he's like really well diversified, but he got a good amount in Tesla, and he's like, man, he's like, can't believe I'm so down in Tesla, but he's got to hang in there for forever, you know.
Hmm.
So he's like never gonna sell Tesla. He's got like probably like 30 grand in Tesla.
Is your dad the one that got you into real estate?
Uh, yeah. Well, no, he owned real estate. He never
Hmm.
was like a realtor. He just owned it, like
Okay,
owned real estate.
as an asset.
And then I just kind of like, yeah. And I
Yeah.
just kind of fell into it by accident, man. I was just like doing Uber.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, hey, like one of my coworkers gave me this real estate book, but I'm not going to do it. And I just read it and then I passed my test. And I've been doing it for like 10 years. And I
Nice.
don't even sell expensive houses. I just work with like lower income buyers. But like if you sell like 5 houses in Chicago for like 250, 300,000,
Hmm.
you could make like 15 to 20 a month. My bad about that comment, 30K a month. Like that's just me. Sometimes it's easier to type, you know,
Right.
than it is to, yeah, so don't pay attention to that.
Oh, that's impressive. I was like, wow, you said age 30, 30,000 a month. I was like, we need to,
Yeah,
you
well,
should,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, you should be the coach.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was over here. As
No.
soon as you said that, I was like, you gotta be in these like Atlanta,
Yeah.
Ringo, one of these super high areas is going. Yeah,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see. Well, I'm basically in these funds just in case if 1 month I don't sell a house. At
Hmm.
least I got like 4K coming in.
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I thought about it, but I didn't want to just all hedge into And boy,
So
I
here's
don't
what
try. I like Jay, but I don't trust Jay.
you know, like I've heard his like talks, like when I think you interviewed him once, right?
Yeah, he's been on a few times on here.
Yeah.
So what were
I
you gonna
can't say I
say?
don't trust the guy.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It's not that like he seems like honest. He's real transparent about everything. So it's not like he's
Yeah, he,
you
he he
know.
does. He answers every question. He's transparent. He's good at. He's very knowledgeable. Um, yeah, he's definitely good at what he does. But I can see where it's like, all right, Tesla was dropping so long. We keep listening to him.
Hmm.
He keeps reassuring us, but then it's like it keeps dropping. Well, it's the
All right.
underlying.
At
So
some
I
point,
found the
you gotta.
article on Seek Alpha. It's called "WiMAX Beware the Hype," and they talk about another fund that did go to zero. I'm trying to find the name of it. You know what? Maybe I could just copy and paste the article because I'm not good at like multitasking. Copy,
Let me see.
and
It's
then you can
under
just.
it's under YMAX, right?
I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Oh, we got more people
Well,
joining up.
we figured he would be. Anybody who did anything, they're all always into it for the money. So it's kind of, I guess, it's obvious why Jay's doing it.
Yeah, someone said that for the
Well,
comment
yeah.
section.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you was a day trader, could you honestly say that you do a better job than Jay is?
Oh, I doubt it.
And that's how I figured. Just paying him, he's probably gonna beat even if I could get anywhere close to him. I don't know if I could beat him out. So it's probably better just to pay somebody like him.
Well,
I
and
don't want to admit it, but I think WiMAX is just like I think it's just like a phase investment for me. You know,
makes
we'll
sense.
see.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
yeah. Well, so what I
no
was
go
going to
for it.
say to Jakim's point, there's people in the Discord that are doing their own options trading because they know enough to be able to make a lot of premium, like on the wheel strategy and stuff like that. So I can see where in that case it's like cut out the middleman, and they're doing it themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I go well, until I get used to a better understanding of all the option trading is why I'm just going to pay him to do that.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
think
losing
it's
anything
worth it.
by hope. I'm not losing. Hopefully, I'm not. We're not going to fall into a Tesla situation. And I don't feel like I'm losing anything in the process.
Yeah, most of
Not with
them.
WiMAX.
Yeah, well, most of these are up in total return. I mean, that's the thing. There's only, and I do that like a weekly review. It's like, all right, out of 22, 16 or 17 of them are up in total return.
But don't we gotta account for when do people buy in?
Account for when people buy
Because if
in.
you it goes yeah,
Not if
because
you
if you
don't
buy
spend the
in and when
day.
it's at the
Yeah.
if you buy in if you're while it's at the top, like how many people bought into MSTY when it was at like $40 and now it's what 29, 30 ish.
Yeah.
Well, look at me. WiMAX. Well, my average is 21.45 in WiMAX.
Okay.
So it's not great. I'm probably only up like $1,000
Out of 100,000.
out of 105,742 right now, as of
Okay.
after hours.
Okay.
But I
Yeah,
invest more.
like for a
We'll
Think
month.
see.
I
also
mean,
a lot of those funds started in October, which was the low of last year, right?
right. That's true.
So
Good point.
Let me see, because I opened up this fund specifically for YMAX yield funds. Like I got other stuff. Let me see. I just want to look at my overall, like see how much I'm up. So overall, I'm up only $2,626 since I opened up this Robinhood account in September 7th of 2023.
Hmm.
And I've only been investing in yield max funds and defiance funds. And let me go to my history. Because I was in Tesla, I sold out of Tesla. I was in Nvidia, sold out of those. While it was up though, like I would swing trade it. Let me see, investing, count, history. I want to see exactly how much I've collected. Nah, you know what? I'll do that another time.
Yeah, so I mean, since September, that's not even a full year. So, there's still
Yeah, but that's pretty lousy from what I could have done if I was just invested in just one single stock like Nvidia.
Nvidia, exactly. Oh, I know. Trust me, like the comparison of Tesla
So it's
versus
like you could
Nvidia.
just like I would like I would I don't know, like I have a couple buddies that work in like tech
Hmm.
and they're telling me that now they dedicate like a few hours a day to keep up on AI.
Yeah.
And they keep telling me how powerful that company is and how it's not going anywhere. You know, like
C3, is it C3 AI?
yeah, yeah, I don't know, just whatever the chips they built, Nvidia, whatever chips
Yeah.
they built, like they're not going
I mean,
anywhere. Like they're just gonna
Hmm.
get more powerful as the years go on. So I honestly would I honestly would feel comfortable putting 105K in a single stock like Nvidia and just leaving it there.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Don't Nvidia
a
have
good one. A good one is also the semiconductor index, like SOXL
Yeah,
or
my
the
dad is always talking about
non-leveraged
those,
one.
but those like I don't know, man. Those are scary.
XOXL?
SOXL, the 3x semi.
Yeah.
Oh no, man. Those are like leveraged. I don't do anything with leverage.
Oh, I love them.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're confident that it's going to run up like the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq like over 3 years, I think leveraged can be great if you're confident of the
Yeah.
direction it's going to go.
How do you guys feel about
And the cool thing is
margin?
you can get into the inverse too if you're not that comfortable, or you could put a portion in the inverse if you're not that
So
confident.
so I did that with the
So
Nasdaq, with the TQQQ, and then the SQQQQ. So the goal, if the
yeah,
Nasdaq has a big pullback, is the SQQQ will go up, and then I'll just sell out of that one, and then as it comes back up,
right.
ride the TQQQ on the way up.
Yeah. The hard part is timing it though, right? But I guess you have to make a good guess when the bottom is in.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have advanced financial
But yeah,
forecasting
I've
equipment,
tried.
like the 8 ball.
Yeah, I've tried to do that before too. That same type of strategy. It
man, that
works
eight ball
sometimes.
gonna set you up for failure.
No, I agree. No, there's a degree of guessing in the market for sure.
The eight ball, you realize, mm, the
How
eight
do you
ball gonna
Sometimes,
guys
set
feel
you up
about
for failure.
the Seeking Alpha,
Yeah, but
the $500 plan, like where you get the Seeking Alpha picks?
oh, I'm trying to get that for free. I want to write for them. Like if you write articles for them, you can get their premium picks for free.
Oh. You see, man, I gotta learn from you because you
Yeah,
know,
learn from the coach, right?
yeah.
Well, and
Explore Alpha pick.
after hearing you talk, I feel like I picked the wrong field.
Yeah, anybody can be a realtor.
Yeah. I was my own realtor, the first sale when I sold my townhouse. I just did a
You
by
got your
owner.
license or
No,
oh,
no, I
you did
just,
it by owner?
yeah, I pretty much represented myself basically. I mean, um,
Yeah, you don't even need an attorney.
yeah,
Like the title company is literally the one that guarantees your title and everything. People don't know that.
right, right.
It's not that bad. 4.99.
Hmm.
Like literally all four of us could just pitch in $100 on your account and you could just literally tell us what picks they are.
Yeah, if somebody wants to coordinate that.
I'm good, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna get it for free.
Well, that's what I'm working towards. So I do have an affiliate link for Seeking Alpha, and I actually got to fix my like PayPal because they actually can't pay me until I fix that.
121%. That's what so far it's at.
Their picks.
The
Yeah,
picks.
yeah. Let's see here. Who joined? Did Dissector join?
Yep. Yo,
All right.
what's up?
Let's give you your intro. We got to give him his intro here. Hang on. Here it comes.
Please.
Here it comes.
Dissector, you are an idiot.
There you go. So I think he uses Alpha Picks, right?
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, and you're way up in your stuff.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nice.
It's just very volatile. It's very good. I like it. And most of the picks,
How many
outweigh
stocks
the
is it?
bad picks. In the portfolio, there's a lot. I don't own them all though. I just own the ones like some of the newer ones.
Like the SMCI and some of those.
Yeah, SMCI is like the first stock I ever bought in my Roth. I got like one share for $70, so
Nice.
should have bought more.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at 890. It's pulled back a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
rebounding. Earnings are tomorrow for it actually, so we'll see what
Ooh.
happens.
Yeah, that might have been a good play. I haven't been this month. I've just been like focused on work. I haven't been doing enough
Yeah.
trading.
How long has this Discord been up? I think I just joined it like a couple weeks ago.
Like I want to say last summer I created it because I just had the YouTube and I kept having people tell me I needed to do Discord, and so we're at like 310 members now, I think.
I used to be in the Kemmer.
Did you get kicked
Discord?
out?
Amir.
Did you get kicked out?
Yeah, I got
I
kicked
said, though,
out.
you are an idiot.
Oh, what? Dude, that made me so nervous. I was like, what?
He's here. Yeah.
I said, though, you are an idiot.
Yeah, I got kicked out because. Yeah.
What did you say?
So right now what you hear is like all these Dodge Chargers like on the main street. Did you guys hear that?
Nope.
Not really.
No, you didn't. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there's like these people that they just do donuts and like their Dodge Chargers like on the closest busiest street to my
The
house.
street takeovers.
Oh
Yeah, man, I hate those. Bro. It's horrible.
I have some neighbors that their cars run like that, and you hear them come in and go.
Yeah. No, these people like close out the whole entire street
Mhm.
and just do donuts for hours, and then it's just like a bunch of like vandals running on the street Cicero, and then they start getting like on the roofs of the businesses at like 2 in the morning. It's insane. It's like apocalyptic, like third world shit.
Yeah, I bet. And that's in
Mainly
Chicago?
kids too. Like
Yeah, it's literally like 16-year-olds.
Yeah. With like the junkiest cars that they've like sported up.
No, and they're actually like that's how I don't know how they get the cars. Like they're like in SRTs and shit like that.
Oh.
It's crazy. They
no,
got
but
like
the
100,000.
crowd is a younger crowd though.
Yeah, but the crowd is a younger
Believe-
crowd. They have like expensive ass cars, and I'm like, how the hell? Like they got Corvettes, SRTs, Jeep SRTs, Durangos, and all this. I'm like, that's insane.
Hmm.
I don't even have an SRT. I just have like a regular Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, not SRT. I would never spend that much.
They're the ones that are paying their car for like 10 years or something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I can't do it. I like not having the car payment.
Me too.
Paying for a car just to drive to work.
I just have a Honda Accord.
Paying for a car just to drive to work. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
So expensive now though.
Yeah, and then insurance is going up. It's
Yep. Yep. Everything.
It's probably better just to find an old 1990s car and use those antique insurance laws to help you.
I just want to use my YMAX dividend to go on vacation for 3 months at a time. I just want 5,000 a month in dividends. That's all I want. And for the NAV to maybe be up like 9% every 3 months, and I'll take that.
Well, you can get that like with Ulti. If you just put everything in Ulti, you'll get like 100% dividend and never look back, right?
And hope it survives longer than 2 weeks.
See, that's what I thought with IWMY, but I don't know, man. It just didn't work out.
Oh, Defiance.
Let me see, how's that one? I would watch Max Convexity ritually. Like every day I would just be watching Max Convexity. You know who that is on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. He's actually, yeah. Is he a good channel? He seems to know his options and
Well,
stuff.
I would only watch it because he would he would tell you like how the positions are doing, like the covered calls or whatever, you know, the covered puts.
Mhm.
You know, like if he would tell you how much money they're making daily, like morning,
Mhm.
midday, and closing. So I would just watch all his videos.
Okay. Yeah, I need to sit down and
They don't-
watch one of I think Retire on Dividends because he does the daily trades and stuff. I want to start
Yeah, I used to watch
implementing.
him.
Yeah.
He does
I
them
wanna-
early, like at
I
He
know.
does that. He
Um,
does do that early because I be in
he
the
does it like
gym.
at
I be in the
3:30
gym at like
a.m.
5
for
in the
me.
morning.
Yeah.
It's like 5 o'clock for me.
He has an insane work ethic. I'm like, there's no way I can compete with this guy.
You see, like that's what that's what I was telling my girlfriend the other day. I need to start getting on the camera and like making YouTube videos
You
because
could, yeah.
I am literally at home or walking my dog at the forest preserve, just looking at the WiMAX fun, and then just like showing houses maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'll be honest, I'm living the dream and I don't even realize it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, realtor. Yeah, you could make a channel just on that.
I just feel like I've been selling real estate for 10 years.
Hmm.
But in between us, I think there's like not even anybody here, and I doubt I'll ever meet you guys. But I just feel like being a realtor is like not the, it's kind of like the sleaziest business ever. So it's just hard for me to like talk about it online. It's
Man,
like,
nothing's
like I
more
even
sleazy than
hate
a car
telling people
salesman.
I'm a realtor. Like honestly, like sometimes if I meet somebody, like of a friend, like I hate telling them I'm a realtor. Like,
Really?
Man, I'm sorry. I still think car salesmen are the most sleaziest people
I
out,
was
bro.
gonna
Next
say,
to
no, yeah,
insurance,
yeah.
insurance brokers.
car salesmen have always made me feel the most uncomfortable, and I don't know why car salesmen they just don't have like a real like man to man business culture. Like I went in to service my Jeep the other day, and I talked to a car salesman, and I was like, "Hey man, like if you really want to sell me a car and you haven't bought a house, maybe you can buy a house from me, and then I could just use my whole commission check to put a down payment on a new car." And
Or
he's like,
just,
and I think that's a good
o-
that's a good deal. I was like, come on, like it's business for business. Like
no, at the rate
buy
you're
a house
going,
from me
just
because you
like
don't have a house.
pay cash for the whole car, right?
Yeah, well,
Well,
Unless you're
I
buying
I
don't
like
have
know.
a,
I have 2 kids. I have 2 kids,
oh, okay, okay.
and and then my girlfriend doesn't work,
Oh, okay.
and then yeah, that's why I want yield max.
Yeah. How long have
That's
you
why.
been,
But part of the reason I wanted,
so how long have you been investing in the markets?
Let me see, probably like 5 years.
Okay, have
I'm
you
not gonna
done,
lie, like I've lost. Like I tried to be a day trader and like
hmm
probably lost like $20,000 day trading without even realizing it, and then like got 10K back. I know I did like 5K losses on my taxes last year.
have you done any growth investing or any like index funds?
Yeah, yeah. I made some money with like what is that? TQQ, the leverage QQQ.
Oh yeah. Well, because what I would say, so like my rule of thumb, with what I've invested in yield max, it's in the bucket that's like no more than 10% of the overall net worth. So, presumably you have real estate holdings and things like that. You have other assets outside of your YMAX holdings.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
like 2 buildings.
Okay. So then, yeah, as long as it's not like, as long as you're not like putting everything into one fund, I think you're fine then.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I know that it's pretty crazy having 105K in YMAX,
Hmm.
but I just don't feel like it'll go to zero, or like if it does go south, I don't think that it would be that much of a crazy loss when you include the dividend.
So are you trying to
You have to
get,
go in. I think you have to go in slow. No, you have to go in slow because if it takes a dump, you're even reinvesting the dividends is gonna barely make a dent in your average.
I have a
It might be
question about
better
that.
to
Yeah.
slow into it.
yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
Coach, do you know the return of capital in YMAX?
I was just getting ready to look
Do you
it
I
know
up
the
think
return
he
of
actually.
capital?
Yeah, I
I
was
think
just
he said it,
Yeah.
but
so right
well,
now
how
they
much
have
is
a,
what is it, like $1.70 it's paid out so far?
if you add them all up, yeah. It's gone up each month.
Let
So
me
it's got let's see, 53
uh,
cents, 56 cents, 63. Yeah, a dollar
so let's see.
73. So
So
divided
if
by
I bought at
3 times 12, $7 annualized.
let me see. If my average is 21.45,
Hmm.
right? And I just add 1.73 to that. Let me see. No, 21.45 plus 1.73.
Wait, you're adding the
$23.
dividends. You're at,
So it'd be $23.18
so
is
you're
what
so you're
my
adding.
that would be that's what it would be if I were to sell everything right now. Like it would be like if I were selling at $23.18.
I see. So you're taking the cash dividend and adding it to the share price.
Yeah, adding it to my average. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but
So currently,
yeah, when that whole thing would what fucked everything up was when that whole Israel war happened, like
mhm,
Israel and all that stuff happened. That's when it just like plummeted like
It was
six.
right there at the exact same time that the
That's why I'm not
dividend
worried. You know
payout.
what? I speak fluent Spanish, but there's another YouTuber. He's really good. His name is Alejandro Salomon,
mhm,
and that dude like he speaks knowledge. Like he just sold a bunch of his Tesla because he thinks it's gonna go down to like back to like 160 or something like that.
mhm.
What do you guys think Tesla's
I
gonna go?
I think Tesla's gonna be good for another 3 months because until Elon piss somebody
Well,
else off.
historically, the May they say May go away. So historically, every single year for years and generations, like May has always been the market always goes down.
I've heard that about
You
September.
guys never heard that?
September for
May go
sure.
away.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Well, I can
yeah. I
Well, just get
I
into
can
the inverse
understand why
sometimes.
September, right? I can kind of understand where September because that's the last month before the physical year ends. So a lot of the spending is cut to whatever it is waiting for October. So I can see why September does that.
yeah, yeah.
My dad sent me an article the other day. I'll try and share it once I find it on the Discord. But it literally tells you like historically what months the market is usually up and what months historically the market is usually down.
Mhm.
And like May historically is always down.
Yeah, interesting.
But I would think you guys would know this stuff because you guys have like a YouTube channel and everything.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
new. I'm new. I'm new.
I look,
I'm new.
I'm new to the whole investing thing and trying to find more ways to break some. So I really just started doing this in I want to say August is
on
when I originally started.
off the top of my head, so I know 2019 May was down. Um, Last May, it was the yield max, the first, or not yield max, but the Nvidia first run up, the first like big run up, like the largest like market cap increase in Nvidia.
That was
And
right
they
there.
say
It was
that
like a few months after
no.
that.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying like so there's a lot of moving parts, and so the month it may be down like as far as like the indexes, but you may have like certain funds like Nvidia that do incredibly well.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop thinking like that because then I'm just gonna end up selling out of my YMAX fund and I'm just gonna go back into growth investing and lose money because I'm gonna want to day trade again.
No, I mean if you invest in growth, you're not going to lose money. That's probably the better way to go, honestly.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, now that I don't have that day trading itch anymore, it'll probably go better for me.
Hmm. But I didn't answer Dissector's question about return on capital, and he left. But I think it's paying like a 38% dividend. I think it's pretty much all return on capital with yield max.
Yep, I'm staying in yield max. I just want. Okay, here's my plan. Here's my plan. So I'm gonna basically every single time I sell a house, I'm gonna put the whole entire check into YMAX plus margin.
Why
So
plus margin?
technically, well, okay, all right, all right. I'm kind of embarrassed now. Okay, fine. All right, I'll just tell you guys. So right now, it's only 38,643 cash, and the rest is margin. That 105,742.
Oh, see, that's why I kept asking for context.
So like I would not put 105 cash. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that would be like a little. You know what I mean? But it's got to drop a lot for me to get a margin call, and like I could afford to put more in to never have to sell. You know what I mean? But so basically, every single time I sell a house, let's just say I put $5,000 a month into this fund, but with margin they gave me an extra five, so that's $10,000 a month I'm investing, and every $10,000 I invest in YMAX, my dividend grows by $400 a month at the rate it's going.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna come a point where it's like I'm getting a dividend of. I'm gonna sound like Kemmer, right? Because that's where I came from that
I was
Discord.
gonna say you
It's gonna
sound
come
like
up.
you've taken his investment course.
So that's why I just don't even want to talk. I don't know. They banned me from that Discord, bro, because I like was talking shit about Tesla and I sold out a Tesla at a gain, and then it was just
Oh, they
it's
gotta
like
ban you. If you sold Tesla at a gain, they gotta ban you for that immediately.
yeah. Literally, my plan is just to invest a portion of my monthly income into YMX, like maybe $5,000 a month, but combine the margin, which would be $10,000 a month, right? And then with the dividend that I'm getting 4,000 a month, that's 8,000 a month. So that's basically close to $20,000 a month going into YMAX, and it's just gonna like be a
I
snowball
think I
effect.
think it I think it depends also when you I don't know. There's different ways of playing it too. Um, like if you're in the green, would you still reinvest it, or would you just wait until you're in the red to reinvest to average down?
Well, that's the
Um,
thing. Like with YMAX, I don't think you got to really worry about averaging down because naturally it's been going up. So it's not like you're investing in like these
no, but it's
other.
not always going to do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to happen.
Well,
It's
I
been
feel like
it's only
Well,
been here a very short time.
I've
Jay created that fund so that it can do that because I think he's realizing that everybody's getting shook with all the other funds because they don't like it going down. But I feel
Well,
like that's
no,
why.
I mean that's any stock, regardless of if it's the best company in the world. It goes up and down. I don't think I don't think thinking that YMAX is always going to go up would
I
Yeah,
be
but
think
good.
what
YMAX isn't gonna. I don't believe
I
YMAX will ever go down 30%.
It follows the underlying. So if the underlines go down,
Yeah, I
like
mean
in
if you had like
2022, yeah,
yeah,
it will.
like a
There's
black
23
swan,
holdings.
like a black swan event, like if the whole market's down, it could. It's not
yeah,
out of the question.
that yeah, that's why I was when I looked at YMAX, I couldn't go all in like that. That's why I used extra cash into Cornerstone, and I bought some shares into Fepi as well. So I I I don't necessarily trust it. So that's
Hmm.
just me.
Let's see, Feppy.
But I do lean that I do believe it will probably maintain it NAV the best out of all of it by when it's all said and done. I don't want to sit here and just keep saying Nvidia's doing great, but Nvidia's been super propped up thanks to that damn tax bill that Biden passed 2 years ago.
Oh, the CHIPS Act.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the chip tax. So once that's depleted, how well is Nvidia still going to stand?
Yeah, I don't even know how long that's gonna be in effect. I haven't.
I mean, I think it has runway for sure, but it's not going to last forever.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if Nvidia can even crack 1,200 or break that 1,000. I'm not saying it can't, but
I mean,
It's
it in its last release developed the most advanced processor on the planet, didn't
yeah.
it? For AI, and that like it spent like 10 billion on it. So it's currently the leader.
Yeah, Nvidia is down. Is this Nvidia? Yeah, damn. 12% for the month.
So, yield max holder, that's impressive. You sold Tesla at a gain. That's rare.
I sold that was months ago. That was probably like 5 months, 4 or 5 months ago. I sold it
Nice.
at a gain
You're like a
dividend
unicorn.
with the dividend. I sold it at a gain with the dividend, not the NAV. If you include the dividend.
Oh, okay. And when did you buy?
Ooh, let me see. Let me look here. Accounts.
had to be during a very short timeline where there was a pop for whatever reason.
It was like
That
last
you sold.
summer, like last September, around there.
Okay. Yeah, because I first bought it in last April, and then if I had sold it in July, it would have been a great gain. It went from like 14 to $18. It would have been a great gain if I had just sold it like
Yeah.
mid-July. So yeah, NVDY is almost 26 bucks. Let's see, we've come back from it was up.
Yeah, 25.97.
Yep. Yeah, it was its highest point. Let's see, was at 31.17. So it's lost like just over $5.
Yeah, imagine how much people are up in since a year ago. It's up 30%, not including the dividend. That's wild.
Oh yeah, the total return was at 100% at one point. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it.
if I look at total, oh,
I
because
guess
you're
I am invested in it,
yeah,
but
you're
it's
probably
like
you're indirectly invested in Nvidia. If you have like a 401k or any kind of like a retirement account that's in index funds, you're indirectly invested in Nvidia in some way.
maybe YMAG would do me good. Change my whole position
Now I like
after this
that one.
dividend.
I think that one's underperforming, but it's more based on the Magnificent Seven. So I
Yeah,
actually think I like that one better of the two because
Google, Amazon.
it's actually in the stocks, right? Whereas WiMAX is just in the
I think
synthetics.
that's what it was arguing. I think that's what it was arguing about it being so fluctuating for the past few months because it was something happened when it was changing over the stocks and synthetics, and then something. I forget the exact details they said, but I know some. That's why they said part of the reason why it was dropping so quickly.
Hmm. Yeah. So over a year, NVDY we're up 113% total return. S&P 23% at that time, same time frame. Um,
Mhm.
YMAG is up 8%. YMAG is 11%. So yeah, that's that. But I like FEPI a lot. FEPI's a good one. So,
Yeah.
Uh,
I do think Pepe's gonna be the one I probably stick to the longest by the end of this that and cornerstone. I'm just doing an experiment with YMAX, hoping that that one can retain its nav. If not, I should have just stuck with the S ball ideal and just roll off with that one.
How much
yeah,
does FEPI pay a month? Let me see. Let me look it up.
26%. It's about 25% actually.
But like the
And
actual dividend,
nope,
It's like a dollar,
a dollar oh
like a dollar,
nine.
dollar nine, somewhere between there.
Yeah, a dollar oh nine the last month.
it's expensive though.
It's
Fifty-two
expensive.
dollars and thirty. Yeah, $52.36.
Yeah, but it's the same return. Like, so
Yeah.
it's not you. And I get pulled into that trap too. I think, oh, if a fund's cheaper, let me buy in because I'm gonna like buy more shares, and the return's gonna be higher. No, it's the same return. Even in some of the like Vanguard funds that are like $400 a share, it's the
Yeah.
same return
Mm-hmm.
percentage wise.
QQQ. Let me
It,
see.
it would only make sense if you expect it to go up. Then obviously, the more shares you can get when it's cheaper, the better, right? But
That's what you can get. Like, ah, well, I guess I guess the regular QQQ is doing pretty good year to date. Well, 6%. That's not too good, but it's good.
Hmm.
We'll see. Maybe I'll just start putting in all my new money into just regular QQQ.
Honestly, so like, were you mentioning the Seeking Alpha Plus plan earlier? Or who was that talking about that? I
Me,
think,
the alpha picks.
yeah, the alpha picks. I don't think that would be a bad idea to just kind of like go off of what they say and just, put some
I'm
money
just
into that.
curious. See, where people mess up on those funds, I think that guy left or is he still here? Are you still here?
Dissector. No, I
The
didn't
alpha pick.
answer. I didn't answer his question, and he kind of left.
So where people start like picking and choosing the stocks that they want, instead of just staying in all the picks.
Hmm.
It's like people just like, oh, like let's just say there's 10 and 6 out of 10 are doing good and then they sell, the ones that are doing bad and then it goes south and the opposite happens and so I wonder how many holdings it is. Is it 10 holdings, 20 holdings, 30 holdings?
I think it's more than that. So I think his portfolio,
Four?
he's in a lot of them. Let me see if I can scroll up because we've reviewed his portfolio before.
And
Oh,
then how do you weight it? Like,
here it is.
how do you?
So he's in Amazon stock. SMCI, I know, is a Seeking Alpha pick. IIPR, I think that's one. High Tie is one we talk about on this channel all the time. Actually, High Tie I think is a great investment right now. Um,
Then they I could have the high tie. I could have sworn that they just put a report out that the DEA said they're keeping it Schedule 1.
oh, I haven't
I swear I just read an article. I swear I just read an article about that earlier today,
I haven't looked. I
or was
know
it yesterday?
I think it was Capital Mindset showed up in the Discord and was asking if we were buying more.
I could have sworn I just read that either today or yesterday. It said the DEA plans on keeping it still at Schedule 1.
Interesting. Yeah, it dropped today. Let's see.
I think if it dropped, then I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reasoning.
Well, yeah, I see that, but I would expect a big drop if that happened. Let me look at news articles here. Let's see.
And I wonder, like, how do you know when to sell? Like, do they? Because I know you could connect your brokerage account to Seeking Alpha. So does it sell automatically for you? Like,
No, you have to press sell if you want to sell. I mean, no, who's gonna sell you out
uh,
automatically?
no, yeah, right. And like, I wonder, like, what's the holding time? Is it like just indefinitely? Like, do you have to keep tabs? Like, once one of the alpha picks isn't part of the alpha pick anymore, and if there's so many holdings, like, how do you not? How do you like? Like, hey, I didn't like this stock I was holding it for 6 months, and now it's not one of the picks anymore, and I never sold out of it when they took it off of the picks. So then you're just like holding it indefinitely, and it's not even one of the picks anymore.
Yeah, I mean that could happen. I could see that. That's happened when I used to look at like five-star funds. That would happen. Um, but I try to, if I'm happy with my gain in something, I try to sell out. One thing, like if I look back of everything I've ever bought and sold, um, I would have been better off actually staying in the stuff that I sold. Because I tend to sell stuff like once I hit like 100% gain, I've usually been happy, and I end up like selling.
Why do people need to, not like people keep talking about 100% gain, and it's just like just keeps making me double guess this YMAX fund because 100% of 100,000 is 100,000.
Right.
It's like,
No, it could happen.
and
I
I'm
mean,
looking at the
yeah.
and I'm looking at the S&P, and the S&P is 34%, and I'm like, I'll be happy with 34K extra on 100,000 every year
So
consecutively forever.
so just do that. What's your loyalty to WiMAX? I mean, you've already been kicked out of Kumair's channel, so you don't need to be
I
loyal
think
to
it's just
dividends.
I think it's just the psychology of it, like the
Yeah.
fact that it's coming in at a certain date every month, and like at a certain point, you just kind of want to see the dividend come in at like 10K a month, and you're just
I
like,
I I
it's
Yes.
still think it
it's psychology.
for
I think
what
it is psychology, but
That's
for what
exactly
for
You
what
don't
right.
you
have to do
want.
the whole amount. I mean, you could do half into yield max and the other half into growth.
Yeah.
but then you
Well,
see that the dividend isn't big, and you're like, ah, fuck, the dividend is not big, and
well,
it's like,
yeah, what you
No, but
said
it'll
is
grow
yeah.
because if you're going to be reinvesting it.
yeah.
But I like what you said because that's exactly the point of dividends. It's all psychology. So dividends is it's a return on your money. So like if you look at Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, they don't pay a dividend at all. They are actually, if you look at it this way, you could say it this way, they're reinvesting the dividend for you. And that stock's been, one of the best performers of all time. Growth stocks typically don't pay dividends. They're taking the money that they may otherwise paid to you in a cash dividend and reinvesting it back into the stock. So if you want the dividend, you can always sell shares and take your own dividend. But I
Yeah.
100% agree. It's the psychology of seeing that income coming in. But you could do that
'Cause-
yourself. Like if you're doing the S&P, if you're doing, any kind of index fund, sell a portion of it. The 4% rule, right? Like sell a portion.
while it's up, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, while it's like up. Mm-hmm.
Right.
See one.
Because I've had a number of them. I've had 100% returns on a number of stocks, and a lot of them could have been better. I could name Cisco, Starbucks. There's a company called Blackstone. These are all Meta.
Yeah,
I was in
Blackstone is
earlier.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. These are all companies
you
that have
guys have
returned.
a.
Yeah. What?
I was thinking of putting 100,000 into Costco.
Well, Costco's gone up so much. I think you'd still be fine doing that because Costco's a company that's it's going to keep growing.
It's just
It's
some of these drops are crazy. Like March 7th, it was $786 and it dropped down to like $714.
I should
And
have bought
it's,
when it was like 400.
you know, so then from March, let me see, March.
Costco stock has doubled
Yeah,
since
but
2021.
percentage wise, it's not that much. Even though dollar wise, it looks like several. But if you do it percentage wise,
Well,
it's not that
I'm
really
going
that
off
much.
100,000. So
Yeah,
like, like 45% of 100,000 is like 45K. That's like an average person's salary right there. It's
right.
like, you know, so,
Well, what's nice
like
if you build up a
if you're
401.
talking $10,000, then it's like when you're talking 100,000, it's like shit. Even like 35% is like 35K. Like
Right.
literally, well, the whole side lifestyle off of just that, like every year, like
Yeah. Well, that's why,
that.
like, if you build up a fat 401k or something, say you get a couple 100,000 in there and you start averaging 30% returns, which I did for like 4 years in a row. Yeah, it's like having a second job completely. It's like, yeah, every 100,000, 35% is another 35,000 on top of it. So if you have a $200,000 account, that's 70,000 in return for 1 year.
Right. Just
Yep.
yeah, with just a modest return, like not even 100% return.
hmm
I'm starting to realize how people become millionaires in the stock market. I don't know why I didn't invest in the stock market sooner, but
I think not everybody knows. It's different, information when someone gets it. Like, I mean, I think we could all say we wish we
Man,
invested sooner.
man, if I knew to invest in the stock market in 2011, 10, 11,
Yep.
around that time,
hmm
oh man, boy, yeah, I'd be
dude,
singing a whole different tune today.
I remember my
Same.
dad in like 2011, like 2011, 2016. My dad
hmm
was like, "Why don't you invest in the stock market?" And I would be like, "That's only for rich people. What am I gonna do with 5K?" If I
hmm
would have invested, I would have already been a millionaire. Like I would have already been
No,
like,
because that
Yep.
during that same time frame, there was dividend paying stocks even then.
Yeah. Yeah, there
yeah,
always has been, like,
Because
since.
Cornerstone been around since what, 73, 74, somewhere around there.
Yeah, and you've got
yeah.
like Philip Morris that's always paid a dividend, AT&T, Verizon, those companies have paid for
Or
decades.
that
I,
Armoire
I
residential REIT.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to say that it leans more into the amount of information that we get now because look, we all know everybody on Facebook, no, not Facebook, YouTube's not the best person to listen to,
Yeah.
but in 2011, they was over there trying to rock Mr. Beast the whole damn time.
Right. Yeah, there
I
was no
think I got
Hey,
into
YouTube.
that.
There was no
it,
YouTube finance
it,
back then.
it yeah,
It,
TQQQ started in 2010. It's 12,000%, almost 13,000.
Yeah, it's not.
Graham Stephan was like the first person I started watching.
Yeah,
Like Graham Stephan guy.
they all started, they had like what I call first mover advantage. They started
And
early
then
on.
that Andre, I still watch Andre, how do you say his name? Andre
Andre Jake,
Jacob, whatever his
yeah,
name.
yeah, with the magic
Yeah,
I,
tricks.
I'm
I,
watching him.
I I started with Dave Ramsey and Clark Howard.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's old school, right? Let's
Well,
see.
it's funny because the classic, like, the CNBC, I think YouTube is starting to outgrow some of those
Mhm.
classic media outlets. I mean, like Graham Stephan has more, he has more subscribers, I think, like than CNN or, CNBC or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, 10 years
I
ago,
suspect
I
a lot
agree.
has. Ad.
I I just don't like all of his clickbait though.
Yeah.
His thumbnails.
Well, from a YouTuber standpoint, like I don't know after being like, 2.5 years into this game, I don't know what it takes to get to that level. Yeah, I think you have to have an agent or something, because I
So
mean,
you're a YouTuber, so you're
yes.
probably gonna be a millionaire like in a couple years because you're pretty good at well,
Oh,
you know.
thanks. Yeah.
So like I've been thinking about like I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I'm
Hmm.
thinking about like hiring like a media company to like
Yeah.
basically create a course for me,
Hmm.
and just I'll just sell the course, like for $2,000, and if I sell 500 courses,
Yeah.
I'll make $1 million.
There you go. There's your pathway to being a millionaire.
And then you could just advertise it on your channel, like, hey, like
Yeah, I'll get an
I
affiliate
really
cut.
think people, I really think people who does YouTube is either things they really enjoy doing, they rather just talk about it. If they get paid doing it, they're great with it. If not, I don't think they'd be upset about it.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, this is good
Then of course you
practice
got the
to do
trend. Of course you got the trend guys. That's another reason I was like I kind of was suspect about yield max funds from the beginning, because
Hmm.
YouTube how the algorithm works, it always pushes you into the bullshit.
You're
And
right.
then if you
Yeah.
notice, like, there's less videos on Yield Max now. They're not the videos aren't being as put out there as regularly as they were like 4, 5, 6 months ago.
Nah, it's a lot more defiance now.
Yeah, there's
Like
all,
even that
well,
you don't really
there's so many.
yeah.
You've got Yield Max, you've got Defiance, you've got Curve Funds, you've got Roundhill, you've got Rec Shares. Like there's so many of them. So it's all
Well,
of the
I
above.
well the only one that I've really seen the most of just out of just how the algorithm funnels. I think I've seen Defiance one more than anybody else.
Really
Hmm.
interesting. I wonder why, because it seems like complete crap.
Don't get me wrong, I still get yield max a lot too, but it's just I don't know. Maybe it's just how the algorithm is working for me.
Hmm.
I don't know why people don't make more videos about Yield Max because it's just
More?
very diversified.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm surprised there's no YouTubers like obsessed with Yield Max like the way they're obsessed with Tesla.
Oh, there is. The
I think
channel,
that
the channel that
I
you
think
got,
that
the channel you got kicked out of is.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised
I
too
think the
because unlike
I think the
unlike the
Tesla
other
guys
ones,
that sunk
they
cost.
don't have tab erosion.
Huh?
I
I
asked
think a lot of
I
the
asked
Tesla.
Kemmer if I could rejoin, but he told me that I'm not even banned, but I try to rejoin and the Discord says that I can't.
Interesting.
I think a lot of those Tesla guys are just have that sunk cost fallacy. They lost so much in the process. They just all in on it.
That's where I'm at. I mean, I'm not all in on it, but it's like you said, the sunk cost fallacy.
Are you
Like,
really that down? Like I don't think you're really that down when you consider the dividend. And Tesla's gonna go up again. Like just this is what I told my dad. Like my
hmm
dad's never gonna sell, right? But look at the way Nvidia is going up and still paying a good dividend. Like what makes you think that that's not gonna happen with
Well,
Tesla again? Like
I
it's
it's
don't
going
think
up
all.
with
that
Nvidia.
I really don't see Tesla making it back to no $300, man. I really don't
Well,
see
they're
it.
gonna come out with a new Tesla Model Y.
Elon's the master of pissing people off, man. I'm
Yeah.
just you don't understand. It's gonna get to about 215, 220, and then he gonna piss somebody off, and that bitch gonna go right back to 180.
Yeah.
I think no, I think you're
Yeah,
good. I
yeah.
think
I goes, boy, if
Tesla's gonna
the
go
eight
down,
ball,
but
we should have an eight ball with Elon says something on it, quotes or something. Because man, I'm telling you, Elon funny. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of time. He gonna piss somebody off.
Yeah.
no, Tesla's gonna go up 100%. Like it's gonna go up. It's just
What does it
it'll
have
just
as the max for that TQQQ on there?
Oh, maximum. Let's
If you do
see.
max,
Oh yeah, 12,627%. I'd take that.
don't be surprised if Tesla goes up 22% in like the next 2 months. Because
It's
that
already
is
in the
ridiculous,
last
Because
right? Look, if you
five.
would
I
have put in like
wonder,
10,000, you would have been over a millionaire.
you
Just in
know,
like
I wonder if the stock market can maintain this bullish run it's been on for the past 10 years.
well, they're
Well, it
gonna keep
didn't.
printing money.
It
That
didn't. I mean, 2022 it crashed. And
Well, in 2022 it crashed for a large variety of reasons. It wasn't just the market itself. It would crash because pretty much everything came to a halt.
yeah,
It
well,
wasn't
they
by
started
it was kind
raising.
of by it was more by force than it was by its own whatever,
Yeah.
theatricals or whatever.
So let me throw in my 2 cents. I don't think Tesla is going to get back to like $400 a share. I agree with Jakeem. I don't think it's even going to get back to like 300. We'll see. I could be wrong, and it all depends on how it gets back there if it does. The thing about it
If
is,
It,
you would have,
so I know you said
if you would have,
compare,
go ahead.
yeah, compare the, add the dividends and all that. Compare it to being in Nvidia stock. Big difference.
Yeah.
yeah. But who would have thought that with that Chip Act would have pretty much 70% of it would have went to the Nvidia. Nobody would have thought about that.
Yeah.
Mm. Man, that's just crazy. Like if you would have invested 100,000 into Tesla 5 years ago, you would have had $1 million at the price it is right now.
hmm Well, yeah,
More.
that's how what's his name? Financial education, Jeremy. That's how he made a lot of money. He timed it right.
I ain't
You
saying
know,
Tesla. I think Tesla would if Tesla makes some type of deal with like I don't know like seven or one of these some of these gas stations or something like that where they have like locals and they just make a deal with saying we'll outfit one of your gas pumps to service electrical engines and we'll throw in like the extra battery system or something. If he was to do something like that, I'm pretty sure it would help. But a lot of people
that's
don't want to. But I don't think a business wants to do that. They would rather the state pay for it and have somebody pick it up for free.
hmm
well, Tesla dominates like all their competition. Like Rivian, Lucid, like Lucid is already like, aren't they like going out of business or something? Is it Lucid?
Probably. So,
Well,
Lucid.
the thing about Tesla is it's not just I hate to say it like that. It's not just a car. It's not just a car thing because they do still have those damn solar roofs and a robot that still only walks in circles. But yeah,
Like look at Lucid Group. Lucid Group, everybody was like, "Oh, Lucid Group, like Tesla's not gonna come." Like now they have competition. Lucid Group, from a year ago, it's down 68%.
have you seen this disclaimer on Seeking Alpha? Warning: Lucid is at
No,
high risk of performing badly. It's rated a sell twice
it,
out of three.
I when
let me
it
see.
this
Rivian.
is this might just be my honest opinion about electrical vehicles. It mostly because it's a pain in the ass to keep charge the motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah.
Well, not if
It
you
is
have
a
the app.
pain in the fucking ass. On top of that, we all know if we were to put every car to have electricity, everybody's light bill be twice as high, if not three
Look at
times.
Rivian. Rivian from a year ago today is down 27%. So it's like Tesla is they don't have any like real competition. Like
Yeah, everybody says that. I just, I have to agree again. I'm not 100% sold on the whole electric car thing. They're cool and all. I mean, I've been in several. I've driven some of them. But I'm not 100% sold.
I'm I might buy
Well,
a Tesla.
I'm gonna say it. I do believe by 2030, 2035, most of the cars will be electric.
Probably. Yeah.
But until we fix this infrastructure problem, like man, here in Texas, outside of Austin, I don't know how many places where having an electric car is smart.
hmm
I'm just not gonna say anything else about Tesla because I believe that you got to put your money where your mouth is, and
So I was thinking for
it's like
you then, so all of your WiMAX just dump it in Tesla, like buy the dip, right?
no. Well, I think somebody on CNBC like he said like before the week even started. I think like
Man,
Friday he
if
said
you would have took all that money and dumped it all into Tesla right there at that 142 mark before Elon gave that incredible speech to get everybody riled up,
hmm
boy, you made some good money.
Yeah, up to
mm,
$100,000. I'll tell you right now, actually, that you'd get 704 shares. We're at what 195 today. Yeah, you would have made your 37,000 right there in like 1 week.
damn, don't even tell me that because
Yeah.
that's how people lose money, and it's just
That's
But
actually
hey,
that's
look,
what
who
motivates you though. That's every time I saw some example like that, I'm like, oh man, that's the best like motivation, honestly.
yeah, but who would have known Elon would have came out and not pissed anybody off that day?
Right, it's unpredictable. Even the 8 ball can't predict that.
Man, that damn. Oh man, I like Elon, but Elon, boy,
Yeah,
Elon,
he's
shit. Sometimes it's better to just shut up.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna stick to my service-based job and just investing in the YMAX, and whenever I need something, I got my little dividend, 5K, bam.
What did you guys
I
see?
ain't mad
So,
at you. It's the least amount of work for a return. I that's kind of how I decided to kind of build out in my little portfolio for the lazy boy and just invest a little here and there to just keep it growing. And that's why I'm really debating if S-ball would have been the better option if I just want to, make sure that the money doesn't just disappear out of
oh,
nowhere.
100%. So I can tell you the money I sold out of SFOL to get into Tesla. Yeah, I was 100% a mistake. SVOL was definitely the much more stable one. But so Dissector gave us another ticker here. Actually, I think it was App11. Check this out. This is a good growth one. It's up like, watch this, in a year. It's up. Uh, Hold on, I just had it up here. Where did it? It was up like 83%. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, 83% year to date. It's rated a buy. 330% the past year. That's a good one. How about 100,000 invested in that? 333% return.
Looking at S-Vol right now.
The thing about S-ball,
It's
I
not
can.
that good. Like it's
It's
only
it's
up.
it,
It's
I
only up
it,
2.6% for a whole entire year, and it pays like
it
30
Yeah, but
is.
cents.
no, it pays an 18%
Yeah, but
dividend. Yeah.
you're not losing anything. It's been from what I've seen from it, it's been consistently at
But
that same price for the
30
past
cents, 30,
3 years. I
They
go
actually cut the
if you're
dividend.
not gonna
The dividend was like 32
30
cents.
cents,
Yeah, they cut the dividend
and
like
then
2
it's 20,
cents. But the thing is
and then it's 22.28.
yeah, the NAV doesn't really fluctuate.
But then that's where YMAX comes in, where as long as you could hang in there for 3 months, you might just be up another 10% on the NAV after every 3 months.
You just need a sign on your wall that says I heart YMAX.
Yeah, right. Like I'm just like a comer for YMAX. I
Yeah.
don't hate the guy,
I can't believe I'm trying to
like
figure out how you even got kicked out.
okay, so it's because I said something. I got into an argument with that dude KC Mafia. I don't know if he was
Oh,
what do
oh,
they
you
call it?
told me. Yeah, 'cause he's like a sacred cow over there. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
You
so
told
I
me
don't
in
know,
the chat.
like him and like that other girl, Joanna. I don't know. They all like teamed up on me. Like I didn't even say anything bad. I didn't even swear. I didn't say nothing bad. I just said like, how can you guys like,
Oh, Joanna's with
you
us
know?
now. That must have been a while ago because
Yeah.
Joanna's with us.
Yeah, I know. I saw. I was surprised she was here. I was like, you were like one of the person. She was like one of the people instigating, like saying, "You don't say that to people in this Discord" or something like that.
I think
And
from
I'm
what
I
like,
tell you how to fuck off.
I even apologized. Like I said, I'm sorry. I said
yeah,
I did not mean to come off that way. And
fr
then I woke up the next morning and I was just like banned. And I was like, damn.
from what I understand, I don't watch him too much, and I'm not trying to attack him personally, but I think Joanna got really upset because he had a little incident where I think he kind of didn't tell people that he was still working or something, or he's like an ROTC instructor, and I think that
The whole time I thought he was a military because how he was presenting himself,
yeah.
he kept
I
saying, "I'm
thought he
still
was
in
in
the
the
military."
army. I thought he was like, well, he's a ROTC instructor. I thought he was like straight up like National Guard or like deployed somewhere. I don't know.
No,
I thought he was still in the actual army
yeah, no, someone put
because
out his someone it leaked out or someone doxed him or something. But yeah,
Oh,
that's what let her down.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
I,
ROTC
I,
instructor.
I
And his real name's like
I'm not.
Murata something. It's not even Kumair. Kumair is just like a made up thing.
Yeah, he made that name up. I forgot, like some biker thing. I don't know, man. It's hilarious.
Biker thing.
Yeah, he said the whole story of how he came up with that name. I don't know what it. I
Oh, really?
forgot.
I thought because he's Cambodian, right? So I figured it was like some Cambodian thing.
I actually found out about Kemmer through my dad. My dad's like, "Oh, you should listen to this Chinese guy.
I,
He's hilarious. He just keeps buying Tesla. He's like, it goes down and buying more." And I'm just,
Yeah.
that goes back to that sunk cost fallacy. I I understand exactly where he's coming from with the idea, though.
hmm
uh, Tesla's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. I wouldn't worry. Tesla's
Well,
gonna go
It's
up.
good.
you know Matt,
I
over
think
there.
we.
So you know Matt in the Khmer server.
Mhm.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, so Matt, I don't know if he's like the guy that kind of like runs things or what, but he got mad because I said I would sell Tesla at, like buy low, sell high. I said I would sell Tesla if it got back to $18 a share. And he had a fit over that. He's like, "Oh, I can't believe you have, Jay on, you have the fund manager on, and you say something like that." I'm like, "What? That I would buy low and sell high?" Like even Jay agrees with that. So, that's where I was kind of like, it seems like a little cultish. If you're thinking like to never sell out of these, I mean, that's the key concept of investing: buy low, sell high.
Well, I feel like YMAX would be a really good fund to swing trade.
hmm
Like it would be. But then I'm like, you know what? No, at the same time, no, because it's day trading is not good. I lost a good amount of money day trading. Like I lost like $20,000 day
They
trading. It's
they say only a handful of people actually do good on day trading, so
Yeah. What were
that's why I
you?
go back. If Jay can do day trade, and I know I'm not going to outbeat what he's doing,
Yeah.
I guess it just falls. As long as he doesn't lose my money in the process of doing it, I guess I could be okay with it.
Yeah.
Were you gonna
And
ask what was I day trading?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's the thing, man. Like I was day trading a little bit of everything. Like Tesla, I was day trading uh Plug Power. You guys remember Plug Power?
Yeah. Yep.
I was day trading Plug Power.
Did you do anything
Um
like with options?
uh no, no, not really, no. But yeah, I made some money on options. I would admit I never lost money in options because I would always like have them expire like a week out,
hmm
and then I would set my what do they call it? I had like my
Stop
brain froze.
loss.
Yeah, I would set stop losses, and then I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just not set because I would sell too quick and then buy too quick, and it's just like I would admit I'm not psychologically fit to day trade. Like
hmm
that's why I'm like so dedicated to this YMAX fund.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, I admit it. Day trading is not for me.
because that's technically what these synthetic offers are doing, right? And Jay and his team doing pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
rolling something every day.
Yeah,
And if you
so
think about
so
it, like
I go I without a doubt they're doing a better job even with me paying them, the maintenance fee. I still think you will probably it was like I said, until I learn how to do all this shit,
Yeah.
it's better just to pay somebody while I'm learning instead of course
well,
correcting my head into a wall.
Yeah.
covered calls are really easy to do. You just gotta be okay with getting rid of your stock at a certain price and make sure that your stock sells for higher than you bought it. But,
Yep.
you know,
I got that part. I know that's not what the whole following the trend as I guess would probably be the better answer for it.
yeah. Yeah, it's just psychology. It's like, no. Because if you think about it, like, you know how hard it is to make $4,000 in profit from day trading every month? It's hard.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, like, if I can just be in YMAX and the NAV stays up like every few months and I could just use that 4K, like, why not?
hmm
What I was thinking about doing is using my dividend to do options like every month, like just do like some crazy options and then just be like, you know what? If the NAB keeps going up every 3 months, why not just blow 4K in options like QQQ or SPY options?
hmm
That's risky.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's getting late over here. Probably better wind it down. So, good talking to you
All right,
both.
guys. Well,
Yep.
I'm out.
Same here.
Peace.
All right.
I'm out.
Okay. Talk to you all later. Thanks everyone for
Yes,
listening.
sir.
Yep. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.